Yo, 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 and away we go on a Wednesday night. Welcome, everybody, to the AEW Sidecast here on the Mike Rev Twitch channel. I guess I'm going to have to get those graphics updated for the transition and all that, and the new opening and that. We're going to work on that in a while here. Good to see everybody here tonight. Mike the Ref here. Whether you're catching this live, VOD, or on YouTube, I thank you very much for stopping by here. It is going to be a little bit of an old school night tonight. Hey, Astrid, how you doing here? Hope everything's going well for you. Know your latest ladies wrestling showcase just came up on our YouTube channel on Tuesday. And a lot to talk about there. A lot to get out. And after what happened on Saturday and all the crazy that's gone on over the last week here, there's been a lot of interesting segues here going into what's going to be a busy fall season, it appears, right now. I have to say the MMA match with Rousey and Baszler was bleh. Just because, nobody knew what the rules were, so if you don't let people know what the rules are, you start making them up on the fly and nobody knows what the hell's going on. I think that's what the biggest problem was there. Just to keep it simple, and something I've learned from my experience there. So, writing about the SummerSlam card in the WWE Women's Division for Body Slam. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see the article, because now that Sonya Deville's out for a year now with a knee, so the tag team division is cursed once again. Hopefully we could get a return of Isla Dawn and Elba Fire maybe come back and whatnot. So, yeah, those titles are cursed. But speaking of women's titles, got my Hikaru Shida shirt on tonight with Cammy as Street Fighter. I'll tell you this right now. Not in my wildest dreams did I expect Shida to beat Toni Storm last week in the main event to capture the AEW Women's Championship. I think that says a lot about what Jamie Hayter and the condition that she's in right now. It also says a lot about what they might be doing for the women's title match at either All In or All Out. I'm assuming they're going to have one at All In featuring Toni Storm. I'm still going with the fact that they might still have a four-way in there with Saraya, Toni Storm, Britt Baker, and Hikaru Shida. I originally thought Jamie Hayter would be that fourth person in there. Jamie might just be out there to get the pop from the crowd, right? It would suck that she wouldn't be able to be a part of it, but just having her there is going to create a big buzz here tonight. But speaking of buzz, I think Tony Khan might have been buzzed a little bit when he came up with the card tonight, because he's thinking back to 1997 in many respects here. We're getting the Hardys versus the Bucks, which appears that it's going to be the main event based on the graphic that came out. I think this match would have been great in 2000. This match was great in ROH years ago with their ladder war match, just prior to the Hardys re-signing with WWE for that last run. I got a feeling this ain't going to be much of a match, other than the fact that they need a spot to call out FTR and set up that tag match for All In. Not ready to see Jeff wrestle. I'm scared. You know what? I think there's going to be a lot less involved in this match than what a lot of people think. Jeff might try to go minutely stupid, but he has really tamed down his spots in many respects. Like, you got to remember, like, the match he had with Darby Allin, most of those stupid spots were from Darby, not from Jeff. They did have one fall off the ladder spot, which, I'm sorry, it's Jeff. You're going to see it. But I don't think he's going to get a singles match here anytime soon. But on top of, going back to 1997 and wrestlers I didn't expect to see, we got Jack Perry and RVD in a FTW rules match for the FTW Championship. Now, when Pantera started playing last week, I lost my proverbial But it's going to be interesting to see. Van Dam is in relatively good shape still. So I'm still happy that he's getting a chance to get in the ring and see what he can do. I don't expect him to win. I do expect Taz to get out there, and eventually Taz is going to be a part of something with this. And that's what's going to set Hook to come back here. I'm assuming they're probably going to do Jack Perry and Hook for All In. Either All In or All Out. You got to remember, they have to book 2 pay-per-views in the matter of a week. Because the August 27th, they have in London. And then September 3rd, they got in Chicago. So basically, they're going boom, boom with the pay-per-views here. I'd assume if you're not on one, you're going to be on the other. I don't know if they'll run back-to-back like that. They could with some of the wrestlers. I think they're going to have to. Because on Saturday, it looked like Joe called out CM Punk for London. So that very well could be the case there. Yeah, and in terms of an ECW style battle in Columbus, sorry, I just have to. We're gonna see Claudio and Moxley taking on the Lucha Bros in what I got a feeling is going to be a complete ECW type rematch here. That's going to be absolutely nuts. Do you think we could see a Junglesaurus reunion as heels? Maybe. I see this storyline the way it goes right now, and I think what Christian Cage and Luchasaurus are doing separately right now, I think makes a little more sense that they have everything separated. But I think eventually getting them back together might actually make sense. Because then Perry just says, yeah, you were right about the whole thing. And then, yeah, so we could possibly have that. By the way, good to see you here, Jagger. I appreciate you. Yeah, the other match on the card, of course, we got to talk about the women's match because, you know, Tony's only got one so far. But tell me if I'm wrong, chat. If once you crown a new champion in AEW, isn't, in terms of the women's division, isn't the first defense always either against Nyla Rose or Anna Jay? Or maybe both in a certain order? Because tonight, Shida's first defense of the AEW Women's Championship is against Anna Jay. Which could be a very interesting scenario with the fact that Tymel is not going to be there because she's not going to be cleared because she's pregnant. And then also, you also have that mandatory meeting of the JAS tonight because of Jericho's shenanigans and trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. Sorry, I just had to get my TV moved over here. Was watching the Blue Jays and the Guardians play here going into this. Tay has to be there. It's mandatory. Well, she'll probably be in for that segment, but I don't think she'll be out there for that match because I don't think AEW is not smart enough to put that in there for... Or sorry, isn't that dumb? To put somebody pregnant out there when you have two women's wrestlers going at it. Unless you want to hit the baby with a kendo stick, I can see how well that would go over. They definitely make the news, but not exactly for the best reasons in the world. But yeah, one other thing before we get going here. We got about a minute to go. Well, according to our clock down here, it's 10 seconds, but probably getting... there's the closing graphic from the previous show, so it is probably going to come pretty quick. The numbers coming in from Collision, they're saying it's the worst they've had yet from Saturday. Literally no kidding. No Sherlock. 200,000 viewers. I actually feel that isn't horrible for the fact that they went up against SummerSlam. As we got Dynamite coming on the air right now. No one would ever hit or punt a baby on TV. I'll give you a warp pipe for that one. Because, yeah, that one should just disappear real quick. It's going to be interesting. This might be the most fireworks we see in Columbus for a while here. Now that Babcock's in charge of the Blue Jackets, nobody's going to be scoring anyway. For all you hockey fans, it makes sense. Oh, we're getting the meeting out of the way right away here. Interesting outfits on the ladies tonight. Can't complain about that. They're actually looking good. They're hiding Ty's pregnancy rather well, actually, from what she's wearing. And everybody's all in black like a funeral, right? I don't know if anybody else has noticed it. And you can see Jericho's coming out in the burgundy red. You notice the graphics changed too? Like he's got all his graphics from what he was, like all the monikers on the side plates. But yeah, this is Don Callis special here where they changed the graphic like that. Could you imagine if the JAS actually turned on Jericho and Callis hired all of them? That would be the swerve of swerves, I do believe. So was that Collision on Saturday? It was fun as a live show, but it felt like a B show. Didn't feel anything could happen like a Dynamite. The 3 championship matches are good, but I never believe any of the challengers actually win. That makes sense. That actually, I'll be honest with you, Jaeger. You got caught a raw deal. You got a Collision the same night as SummerSlam. I would not expect any title changes to happen on that show. I hope they turn on him. I don't want them to join Callis, though. Like I said, they're all in black and he's in burgundy. And Jay probably like, Tony, can we do the meeting first so I can hurry and get squashed by Shida? Hey, Jay, quick. I don't know if it's going to be a squash, but I do know that Sheeta's probably going to win that. I can't see. You could get Anna JAS winning just out of an interference or something. Not winning the title, but winning the match. Remember when we wanted Garcia to be a wrestler? Now we just want to see him dance? Ugh. The way Ty's looking at Jericho, yeah. If Ty knows one thing for sure, she knows how to give a look of evil. Just not impressed whatsoever. Sam, you seen that look before when he has taken the trash out? It's like Shark Tanks. For these reasons, I'm out. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Randy Jackson comes in. No for me, dog. All right. Well, and here comes Anna. Just same smarty answer. Before Callis comes out and someone kicks him in the nuts. All right, well, the ladies are out. So if Hager leaves it, so if Hager leaves, take that ridiculous hat. With, if you didn't want, I think it was last week, he actually gave the hat back to Jericho. So I think the hat's sort of gone here now. Can I say this? These promos here from each of them are probably some of the best promos that we've gotten out of each of these wrestlers so far. Maybe the exception of Garcia. I think the rest of them. The hat needs Maury to see whose daddy is. I don't know about that. Like Ty's had a good one. Luke's had a good one here. Hager. Could Jericho just not have a stable for a bit? No. He needs a stable. When he works matches by himself with no BS involved. My God, I love these promos. Like, it's absolutely amazing what these guys are spitting out now. He actually said Kevin Steed. I love it. Does Matt Menard get to keep the Daddy Magic name? I think so. That may have been a Tay's best promo ever? Maybe. Are we going to get Sammy versus Jericho now? Well, there he goes. Guevara's gone, so everybody's gone now. Here comes Callis. Hey, Zodiac. So are we going straight to commercial out of this, or are we just doing promo right now? We just went straight to commercial. Just off of that. All right, well, I will say this. That segment was different. It's unusual. It was good. Everybody got good promos in, but could this not have been a backstage segment? Because you didn't get a real big pop out of the crowd either way. Other than to get them to sing Judas. Like, don't get me wrong, they needed this segment to advance the story, but maybe it's just me, but what do you guys think? Do you think this could have been handled just as easy in a backstage segment? Or did they need to have this in the ring where everybody walks out? So like I said, I'd rather just this could have been just one of those I'm walking out and just give it its time to breathe in the back, and you could have sped it up a little bit. Ring is better? Fair enough. I always have the democratic right to be wrong. I've learned that for a long time here, but we got 4 great matches scheduled right now, and I'm sure we gotta have others coming up here. They did advertise the Hikaru Shida versus Anna Jay title match tonight. We got the BCC and Claudio and Moxley taking on the Lucha Brothers. We got, in our throwback to the 90s, we got the Hardys and the Bucks, which I still say would probably be a better match in 2000 than it probably will be tonight. And then we also have, for the FTW Championship, we have Rob Van Dam taking on Jack Perry. Mr. I Stole the Classical Music from Gunther, Jack Perry, which, I don't know, you guys tell me. This Jack Perry gimmick, is it getting over with you at all, or is he just, he's dog paddling in place right now and hoping that somebody throws him a lifeline to get him going here somewhere? It's the best equivalent to I have to what position he is in on the roster right now. And hopefully this with Van Dam might help him out a little bit. Forgive me for that. Sorry about it, chat. He's dog paddling. Christian needs to save him. Here's the thing, and I know we were talking about this during the pre-show. Do we see a Luchasaurus Jack Perry reunion? The way Christian's running his formulation of the TNT Championship and how he's claiming it's his title, throwing his So now we got to wait another week to hear about that answer. And the answer is simple. It's going to be no. And based on the rumors that are going around, it's going to be no. Ospreay's going to attack him. I like how Jericho has let his hair gray. Yeah, well, it's perfect for the gimmick, right? He's turned gray. So, all right, so we're actually getting... Are we going to get the FTW Championship as the main event tonight? Or could we pull off the impossible here and... At least we're not getting Kansas this week, so... Like, it almost feels like we're going to get the FTW Championship as the main event, and that might be the spot where Taz comes out and attacks Hook, or attacks Jack Perry, or Hook comes back and returns, one or the other. Or could we have a shocking moment and have the women's match main event 2 weeks in a row? I don't see it, but... Let me just get that in here, Zodiac. If FTW is the main event, it better make the lights out unsanctioned match go full ECW. That's what they say. It's FTW rules. I love Ethan Page just actually trying to be cool. But yeah, when they announced it last week, they did say FTW rules. They didn't mention ECW once. But I just find it weird that they're having this match here. Just, like I said, a throwback to the 90s here. Two face teams going at it. I love how he's just putting his rings in his pocket. Or do we get the MJ? Well, we might end up getting the Adam Cole MJF segment as the main event tonight. It wouldn't make sense. Just looking to see if they're actually going to advertise. Oh, we're going to get a lot of we hear from, we see. They got to get their butts in gear. We only got 3... Was it 3 weeks until London? I'm just going to say London and Chicago at this point. Because we got all in and all out going on back-to-back weeks. It's going to be a little nuts here going forward. Jeff a little late for that, I think. That's an old Brood move. If you guys, a lot of you guys might not remember that after Christian and Edge were part of the Brood with Gangrel, it actually ended up being the Hardys for a little bit under the tutelage of Michael P.S. Hayes a little bit. Those storylines were all over the place, so I'm not even going to try to remember them unless I actually go back and watch some of it. But frankly, a lot of Attitude Era stuff for his. That was not a kick out. What are you talking about, late kick out? You just plain old didn't kick out. The ref just said no. Folks, you know, I normally try to put over AEW as much as I can, but this match is looking like yeah, match is more than a bit sloppy. Like, I get it that they were trying to use the tag rules to their advantage on that spot there, because when Matt did the backslide, it didn't count as a pin. Nice kick. But I can't see this going more than another, what, 10 minutes maybe? Keep Jeff on the outside. Just don't let him do anything. Looks like the Bucks have said, nope, we're getting this match back on track here. Bucks need to call it audible. Yeah, absolutely, Jaeger. I'm with you. Either that or just have Matt take control of most of it, because Jeff just isn't where he needs to be anymore. Like, it's rough to see. It really is rough to see. Like, a team that you consider, you know, your idols and whatnot. And that's the scary part. Like, I know that Tony Khan has put in some rules that Jeff has to follow to continue into AEW. He's never told us. He doesn't have to tell us. A lot of people forget AEW is a privately run company, so Tony doesn't have to technically tell us anything. Unlike the WWE, which is a publicly traded company right now. So they do have to release their earnings and all that stuff. But apparently there are rules that Jeff has to follow. But the question's always going to be there, and Zodiac threw it out there. Hopefully Jeff is straight. Hope he's not off the wagon. Hope he's not in trouble. But you notice he hasn't even got up to the quarter, and the camera's not even focusing on that quarter, right? It really is sad that it even has to be a question. Just for the fact that we know so much about the Hardys and how good they could have been and how good they were. It's just, yeah. Like right now, Jeff is just getting that corner. And probably the only thing he's going to get involved in right now is probably a Swanton here at one point, right near the end. They're trying really hard not to show Jeff. Could that be a ploy just to, you know, because here, oh, smart. You don't want to get him in the match? That's how you could do it. Even though you got two quarter people that should have stopped it there, but I digress. Like, I know we were talking about this right at the beginning there when we were talking about the, I don't want to say failed exploits, but the really poor performances in some of the matches there for SummerSlam. And in particular, the MMA match. You almost feel like you could get these matches and put them in better spots to give them, cut them down and get a little bit more highlights on someone else. And this at AEW can be definitely one of them. Like I said, if you haven't listened to the Ladies Wrestling Showcase, I definitely recommend you do from yesterday. It's on our It's on our YouTube channel and Astrid's podcast feed as well. I'll say in many situations I didn't agree with some of the stuff in there, but I definitely could see a point for everything that they brought up about what deserved to be on there, what didn't, what had to be moved in, and what had to be moved out, and what not. And it really makes you think. A lot of intelligent thought, and that's what a good show will do for you. Jeff's going to get it. Oh, God. Jeff's in. Let's see what happens. The biggest thing I'm worried about when it comes to Jeff Hardy is that oh, God. That was either gum or a tooth that went flying. I just don't want him to hurt anybody else. Like, I don't want him to hurt himself, obviously. Like, that's, number one priority. Well, number two priority. Number one priority for me is I love nobody caught him there whatsoever. He literally did the whisper in the wind in between two guys. Lord knows he's trying. Yeah, this is where it ends. All right, a double super kick. Put yourself down, boy. And a 3D. That no catch could be a message? I don't think so. There's been many a times where they've done no catches with Hardy. Why are you doing a Meltzer driver when Matt Hardy's already standing up? Oh my God. Jeff. Watch Jeff get the win here. Nope. Jeff couldn't even get a booted to get that twist of hate in there. Twist of hate and a twist of fate. Wow. All right, Jeff, you're done. And that's how you finish it. All right. Good finish. But yeah, that just didn't need that. Yeah. I really do hope in many respects that this was just not a trend when it comes to Jeff Hardy. Because Matt, for the most part, was fine in this match. Jeff, on the other hand, just no. Like, I get it, he's a highlight reel and a car crash all in one. But at the same time, oh, we're going to get the thank you spot. So they'll get the thank you spot. The Hardys will get out of the ring. And the Bucks will make the we accept your match in London. Jeff, get the frick off the rape. Nobody wants to see you, period. I love how they got the casino gear going on. Wow. I wish it was that easy. $1 million. Nope. I wish it was that easy. You never know, some days it could end up being. Oh, yeah. You knew this match was going to happen. Like, I would assume Wembley's going to be a little bit more deep dish pizza. I did have a good burger for supper, though. Now, are they actually going to talk, or are they just going to shake hands and get the match going? This crowd just wants them to speak. They're getting a "This is awesome" chant just for these two in the ring together. All right, well, are we going to see... All right, early predictions, guys and girls in the chat. Do we get a title change at All In? Do we get the Bucks to defeat FTR for those championships? Give you guys a chance to chime in on this. Of course, we can change the picks back and forth, but do you think there's a change? And then I'll chime in my 2 cents here in just a moment here, but I would have to say that's one of those matches you have to have on this card. But of course, I thought it would be Omega and Ospreay on the card too, but it doesn't look like they're going to have that, so. All right, well, in my prediction right now, the fact that they're looking to push CMFTR as a faction and trying to help get Punk over as a face, which, I don't know, maybe, yeah, I don't know. I would say you get the title off FTR onto the Young Bucks, and maybe you do go with CMFTR as a trios. Chat. Did I not call this? Did I not call this for like 3 weeks? So Tony's in. We got the Bunny and Baker, so Baker will be in. Shida and Jay, which means Shida will be in. Saraya and Sky Blue, which means somebody go back and clip the beginning of this show, because god dang it, I called that a while ago. Let's go with that. And I do believe genius is the term we got to use here. Oh, it just makes so much sense. Everybody that's able and in the top rank right now, you're probably going to get in that match. I know you do have to push some others to get them up there, but at this time when you got the biggest match on the card, your biggest match ever, MJF is a suck rat. Told you, Astrid. Bunny's return confirmed. Yeah, I didn't actually notice that, but yeah, that's true. Bunny versus Britt. That's probably the best match you can have for somebody coming back. Max at the trampoline park. Soraya wins then too. Yeah, like. Already called who's going to be in it, because you can't get Jamie Hayter there, but Hayter will. I got a feeling Hayter will be a part of it somehow. This is. I'm sorry, but Max is a little bit. Max is me if we ever went to a trampoline park. I'm sorry. Oh. Even the attendant's like, that kid is awesome. That kid is awesome right there. All right. You know what? I can't. I want these segments to stay forever. Somehow. Put it into a cartoon if we have to after. The Adventures of Adam and Max. It writes itself in so many ways here. But yeah, let's get back into the impromptu announcement there that we are getting a four-way match for the AEW Women's Championship. Like, once again, it just makes so much sense. The Bunny's taking on Britt Baker to get into the match, and then Sky Blue and Saraya on top of our match here tonight. So there is no way in bloody blue hell that they're going to let Sky Blue beat Saraya in that match, even though it would create some buzz. Not the best buzz, though, because you throw that kind of buzz out there. Yes, I hit kids. Wait, hold on, JJ. I am pretty sure that hell is freezing over. JJ Wren, somebody clip that note in chat here. JJ Wren has officially enjoyed something Maxwell Jacob Freeman did. Like, that deserves a goal horn frog. Do I think Saraya wins it all in? I don't think so. I think when it comes, I enjoyed selling Adam. JJ, MJF's the one who threw the balls. You said you enjoy the guy who threw the balls. I'm sorry, it was MJF. Nice try backing out of this. But yeah, when it comes to that women's match, we'll have to see how the story progresses here. But this very well could be just a coronation of sorts for Shida. It almost feels weird to think that way, but do I think Saraya wins it in London? Only if they want to flip the belt again another week. I don't see Saraya winning it just because Saraya is... They might have to call one on the fly there, honestly. But Saraya doesn't, like, she hasn't been able to do a full-time schedule in how long? And I don't think she's going to continue to. So, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think you put the championship on somebody that won't work a full-time schedule. Do we put it back on Saraya? Or put it back on Toni Storm? Maybe. But do we give it to Baker? It wouldn't be the worst choice in the world. It'd be her first 3-time membership, and she's, let's face it, outside of Shida, she was the face of the division for the entirety of AEW's lifespan here. But I think there might be a possibility that this could be Shida's crowning moment, and this is how you can crown a star going forward. Like, you want to solidify someone as one of those top dogs in the women's division? I get it, she had the championship during most of the pandemic, but Moxley got off the Snyder Rampage losing streak over, yeah. And also the fact that, you know, they almost took out Sue, right? That to me scares me the most when it comes to them. I love the fact that we get an FTW Championship match, Justin Roberts announcing the rules. Then we get the classical music. What's with the gear? It's like he just came rolling in off his speed bike. Ha! Sad Panda Peria. Cut your hair! Cut your hair! I don't know why, but my skin crawls on my legs when thumbtacks at AEW used, or when thumbtacks are used. Yeah, I see it. I'm not a big fan of the violence either. Wow! You know what the funny part is? Van Dam still looks great. And the thing is, he's always worn a one piece, so you can't really tell if he's gained a few pounds, which he doesn't look like he has. I'm assuming Katie Forbes has kept him rather active throughout this, so. Still looks as high as a kite. Well, he's always looked that way. I'm sorry, that little kid looked more serious shooting out the middle finger. Is it me or does Jack Perry look different? It's not the... No, he's got a different attitude to him. But it's more the fact... The biggest problem we're having is the fact that in many ways do we believe his look? Like, I'm sorry, when your girlfriend's the one who gives the more passion promos out of the pair, it just shows you how much stronger Anna Jay has grown over the time than Jack Perry has. Me, the RVD looks way better than the Hardys. Yeah. I'm just... Nope. Sorry, wrong one. There we go. So used to hitting the rim shot tonight. Isn't it cool that in 2 weeks in a row, AEW has been working NHL arenas? Because they've been working, like tonight they're working the home of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Next week they're working the home of the Nashville Predators. And you notice how they avoided RVD having to do the over-the-top rope spot there? Because everybody was expecting it, right? Oh no, here we go. Is he actually going to try this? Yep, there it is. RVD moving a lot better than I thought he would after just watching him walk last. He doesn't walk well, but the adrenaline will do wonders for you. Oh no. Don't tell me he's going to hit this. Wow! You know, I'm going to give him one more for that one. No, RVD's always been like that. He's never walked well, but when it comes to being in the ring, I don't know whether it's the boots, I don't know whether it's just the adrenaline flowing or something. By the way, hi Darth Mick, good to see you here tonight. Between all that, I don't get it. It's got to be something to do with the adrenaline. That he just seems more nimble once he's got the gear on. I also do believe he does have, since he does have his own cannabis company, do believe that's what he was pawning off in WWE when he was there for the Hall of Fame. Muscle relaxers and injections very well could be. Like, he's here for one night. It's not exactly like we got to worry about a wellness policy violation with him. We think he's here for one. No, Tony stated that more than likely this is just a one-nighter thing here. If he ends up winning the championship, maybe you see him in London. RVD taking advantage of that private company deal? Absolutely. Like, that's the funniest thing in the world. Farmers Arena is now home of the Indie Fuel Hockey when AEW comes. Oh, yeah, that's the... that would be the AHL team. Like, it's the minor league team. And they were actually running a few of those in their first couple of years, but now they've gone into arenas that the actual National Hockey League, like the top level hockey team players play. But I get your point, JJ, and I agree with you. Like, Indianapolis used to have the Indianapolis Racers there. But that was times before you and I were both born, so. Well, there's a quick cover. Finally, they're doing a cover during the break. I like that. The only other thing I could say about Jack Perry's gear, would that not be the little bit of an homage to Mr. Jerry Lynn, maybe? As we come back from break now. Don't ever try and do Rolling Thunder with RVD right there. Man, these guys are moving pretty good together.
Emotional damage.
Yep, that's definitely one way to put it, JJ. Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate it. Oh, and I just saw the socials come up. I did just get a account with Blue Sky, if anybody's looking for it. Was Indy the AAA affiliate for the Expos once upon a time? The thing about Major League Baseball is the minor league teams have moved around so many different places. Like, hell, when the Edmonton Trappers... Oh, here we go. Rolling Thunder on the chair. Vintage ECW. Like, when the Edmonton Trappers, like, up here in Canada, we had... The last 10 years of their existence, we might have had 5 different teams that we were affiliated with. There was the Angels, the Oakland A's, the Minnesota Twins, the Florida Marlins. Well, I wonder what would happen if you yelled at the crowd to toss some chairs. I'll be honest, a lot of these arenas, I don't know if you've had the experience of being on the floor, but those chairs on the floor, more often than not, are zip tied together. Like, the whole row is zip tied together. So if somebody's going to do it, it's going to be the entire row, not just one chair. So if they're going to throw the whole row in, well, all the power to them. And Perry just eats a table. Like, I'm really... I hate the fact that referees take ref bumps in in a false count anywhere match and a no DQ match, there's no reason for the referee to take a bump in those matches. He wasn't sure if he'd get it. I was in third row and they were interlocking chairs exactly. Like, anything on the floor is pretty much going to be like that. There's your visual pin. Oh, here comes Aubrey. Oh, and here comes a low blow. Into the chair. Roll up. And tights. You knew it was going to be something stupid like that. See, as he's walking to the back, I'd love to see him backing up and have Hook just come out and just choke him out right now. And Van Dam's like, you got me. He got me. He shouldn't have got me, but he got me. Like this match, El Scaperio. Absolutely, Zodiac. This match here, I feel, is a lot better for Perry than a lot of things. Just no talk, just get it done. And he didn't look out of place. That's the biggest thing. And that mic just did not want to work there. All right, here comes the champ. All right, I want your predictions right now. We're going to be throwing this out here for our AEW prediction show here prior to the show, but who wins it all in? We get MJF, we get Adam Cole. My prediction, Adam Cole wins it all in. Adam Cole, everybody's going Adam Cole, Adam Cole, Adam Cole. I'll call this right now. MJF cheats the win, and that's where they break up. Then they fight the next week in Chicago. No DQ. That's my prediction right now. Just because MJF really needs to get his hand up a little higher on that other one, because with him shaking his right hand like that without a left hand moving, that's good booking. Yeah, like, you got to book 2 pay-per-views in 8 days. Like, let's face it. You think Adam Cole wins by cheating? Now, do they want to put MJF as a face, or do they want to put... It very well could be they want to put Adam Cole as a heel. Because I've heard rumblings that they want to keep MJF as a babyface now. I think Strong comes... Oh, it interferes, distracts MJF and Cole. Strong being working with Cole the whole time. That very well could be it. Wow, trying to cover up his own footage. Then his undisputed buddies help next week in the rematch. Yeah, very well could be. You know what? That's actually very smart booking, too. And Jeff can't find anyone to back him up. Nice. All right. As long as he doesn't get dumb babyface syndrome, yeah. Yeah, I guess Zodiac, Darth Mick. You guys, I love your thoughts here. Wow! Wow! Okay. So you're going to go up against Aussie Open? Hogan going to try to figure out where his pudding went when he hears this? Are they seriously going to go that way? All right, we're going over it. Eh. What? Wait. We're going to get better than you, Bebe, versus Aussie Open on the pre-show for All In? They lose cracks for him? Yeah, well. It's a good way to get eyes on the pre-show, absolutely, but ha! Max screwed up on the promo. Are you kidding me? No. Who walks out on the other one? This might be where Adam Cole walks out on MJF. So here comes the Kingdom. Oh, of course they're going to lose, but... Adam Cole gets MJF in, doesn't take a tag to get back in. That's fair. Wow. If you saw the segment last week, we did have the Kingdom start to talk to Roddy Strong, so... Where's Kyle O'Reilly? Still healing. And still being a dad. Newfound father, too, so you know those early years are always a pain. Oh. Could we be seeing the new Kingdom forming? How dare he disrespect Roddy Strong like that? Fair enough. Somebody's turn on someone here. – Cole's still going out the face entrance. So we're going to get Aussie Open versus Better Than You Bebe on the 0 hour. I guess I better let... I'll have to double check to make sure the bar's open at 10 instead of 11. Because, yeah, that's an important match to watch. And I'm going to have to say that's a sticking point if they want me to be sponsoring it. Because, yeah, we're going to have... we'll have to see if they're going to confirm that. Something might change before we get going. Because I could see the Kingdom weaseling their way into that match somehow. And maybe even them getting the titles by the end of it. And they're going into the Collision recap, which very few people saw. Sorry, just quickly checking the socials for a second there. I thought I saw something there. So yeah, we're going to get Joe and Punk there as well. On top of, now we have a 0 hour match. It does suck though. Like, it does suck the fact that we could have some other talents on there rather than MJF and Cole twice. I get a good storyline's always good, but at the same time, could we fit somebody else into that spot that would get things over just as well? But I guess if you want eyes on that, and for those on the west coast of the States, that's a 9 o'clock start to watch that, 9 in the morning. Which I guarantee you nobody in England is going to feel sorry for us about it because they do it every other time. Because the pay-per-views are on at an ungodly time out there. But yeah, for those that are watching locally... Oh. Trying to figure out whether they're stalling or they're trying to get some other point over. Guys, Astrid, JJ, I got a bit of a news flash for everyone here. The women are main eventing 2 weeks in a row. Two weeks in a row, the women are main eventing here. There's only 2 matches left. There's this tag match, and then there's the women's match here between Anna Jay and Hikaru Shida. Like, yeah. I really wonder what people are going to start saying about that right now with the fact that women are main eventing 2 shows in a row. And with that happening, maybe we get an appearance of somebody else. You know what? As crazy as it sounds, what if you had somebody come in like the Outcasts and ruin Shida's reign and get it over to Anna JAS? It was still the only women's match, but 2 main events in a row? Yeah, Philly, I get the point. It's still only 1 match, but at the same time, that main event spot is big. And if this could be also another test, right? Like, I don't want to get into the mind of Tony Khan because that is one level of analytics I just don't think I can handle here. Oh, you were sincerely asking because you missed the first hour. Okay, well, I guess while we got the picture-in-picture, maybe we can break out what we got here. We had the mandatory meeting with the JAS, and one by one, everybody probably had one of the better promos of their careers as they were all leaving Jericho. Sammy's the only one that said, go figure it out and I'll be there for you when you get back. We went to break, came back. Don Callis was there with Jericho, and Jericho said he'll make his announcement next week as to whether he's joining him or not, which I'm assuming is another match that's going to be announced for All In there. Following that, we had the Young Bucks against the Hardys in... how do I put... What do we say that was not the cleanest of matches? Jeff... It legitimately got to the point where we thought Jeff Hardy might actually be in a position that he doesn't need to be in anymore in terms of what he's doing, in terms of his mental state. So shall we say. That's how bad it was. It was a run down nostalgia lane where we hit the ditch a few times. Thank you, Darth Mick, for giving me the idea there. From there... we got confirmed FTR versus the Young Bucks for All In. We had RVD taking on Jack Perry in a very good match for Perry. RVD got his spinning leg drop in from the outside. He got a few of his spots in. He got the 5-star frog splash in. Got a physical cover. Visual cover, I believe, is the term that the experts use. And once again, I will just start throwing this out here. But Perry took a low blow after the second official. Aubrey Edwards came in late. Got the low blow in. Threw RVD into a chair situated in the corner. Rolled him up, grabbed the tights, got the victory. My God, do I love me some Lucha Brothers. And after that, we got into the... we had MJF and Adam Cole in a trampoline park, where MJF did the best me impression of picking off kids left, right, and center with a dodgeball. Upper deck pack there, so... That's where you start? Okay, so you're pretty much caught up on what you saw tonight, or what you missed out on tonight. Honestly, if you had to go back, I would check out the FTW match. F them kids? Absolutely. But I do appreciate the one kid who decided to shoot the bird at MJF there just before she got murdered with that ball. Wish there was a better camera angle on that double stomp where they missed each other. Or double super kicks where they missed each other. Who's bleeding already? Aubrey's got the gloves on. I'm assuming it's Claudio. Which we need to get a counter set up here. Might have to put a counter right down here on the bottom of the screen. Somewhere down here. Weeks where Moxley is not the first person bleeding. Is she preemptively knowing that someone will bleed? No, they're instructed not to put it on until... somebody has to be bleeding in order for her to put her gloves on. That's just common policy these days. I'm assuming it's probably Claudio. Commentary says someone was bleeding but didn't say who. Yeah, like... Attaboy, Wheeler. Only a 2? Nice. Love how Wheeler is wearing Claudio's belt so easily there. Like a young Christian Cage. I said this before and I'll say it again here. And I hope you guys can agree with me that Rey Fenix in many ways is the Undertaker of AEW. Not so much that he's a big imposing figure, but he is probably the one person on the roster that no matter where he is on the card, he doesn't need a title, but you know when you get him in the ring, you're going to have a fantastic match. If Phoenix won more, that's actually a fair judgment on that too. Like, to me, I do wish that he would win a little bit more, but by God, does he lose spectacularly. And look at Moxley going for the old Regal stretch. Straight out of Blackpool. Phoenix is more like Chad Gable. That's actually a pretty fair comparison right now. I am so happy Chad's getting that shot at the IC title again with Gunther. Thank you! And here's the thing, guys, and I know we're not a WWE show here, but I still want to chat about this a little bit. The record for the Intercontinental Championship, if Gunther is going to beat it, is actually on the 9th of September. They've actually done the math. It is the 9th of September. 2 days later, on 9/11, as nationalistic, and I'm putting that in the politest term possible, that Vince McMahon is, could you see Chad Gable, Mr. Red, White, and Blue himself, take out Gunther on 9/11, on the Raw on 9/11? I think that's when it's going to happen. I think it's the first opportunity they get to break that record. They'll break the record, then they'll shut the streak down. It also makes it a hell of a lot easier to do the streak again if you need to. But I definitely could see Gable doing it. I don't care about the date. Vince does, I'm sure. But I would love just to prop up Gable. He's absolutely. Like, there's a ton of wrestlers in the Fed right now that deserve a lot better than they are. And we could totally do an entire well, hell, we could totally sit here and talk wrestling one night. September 9th, I believe, is the actual date when he breaks the record. Which, either way, the next time he will be on TV is 9/11. Because I think Gable gets his shot at Payback, which is September 2nd. Which I'm assuming Gunther wins that. And then it'll be by some nefarious means, and then it'll be the first time that Gunther's going to need some nefarious help to beat someone like Gable, and Gable push him to his limits. And Gable will play into that and to get a rematch. Wow. Claudio just completely lost his balance there. What? This is what I was talking about here. Jesus. Think Vince wouldn't resist having him lose on... I'm assuming you mean September 11th. It's the day Germany surrendered on May 7th. Ah, that makes sense. My bad. Here's the thing. You do it on 9/11 for the fact that everybody in America knows that date. I think Vince and about 6 other people in WWE would know what May 7th is. And I only say Vince would know that because he's a military brat. Feel like most everyone in the world knows it. To be frank, Darth Mick, I think as the world continues, a lot of people forget about D-Day. Like I'll be honest, I totally forgot about D-Day. Yeah, V-Day isn't as known as D-Day. Yep, I even got him screwed up there, right? Yeah, I think just for the world, it's all about the clicks and the nostalgia and the promo and the whoop, whoop, whoop. Look what we got on Saturday. House of Black versus CMFTR. Like, they're blowing their load on that match already. I'll tell you right now, if CMFTR win that matchup, you know who's winning that tag match at All In. Because there is no way in hell they're going to have the trios and the singles title on, or the trios and the tag titles on the same team, right? I got a feeling Starks and the Bullet Club are gonna interfere in that match, and the House of Black's gonna win. So, here's a question for you, and I want to throw this out here just because we had this comparison. If Phoenix is Chad Gable, is Penta Otis, or Jason Jordan? I just thought, well, that would be, because we got to have the comparison, right? You know what? Phoenix is Finn Balor. You know what? That might be okay. I just don't think that I don't think Phoenix gives you that feeling of wanna, like, the deep storytelling that Balor can give you in his promos. Because frankly, all you're gonna get out of Phoenix is I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you and I'm gonna flippy dippy and pippy on you. And yeah, we're confirming it. The women are main eventing 2 weeks in a row. Watch the internet burn tonight, guys. And girls, of course. Watch the internet burn. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a special appearance tonight. I'm still calling it that we're going to see. Take that, WWE. You know what? It's still not, I'm not calling it a complete victory, but hell, 2 weeks in a row we're seeing this. Well, Penta botched that. Well, that's what's going to cost them the match now. Wait. Hold on. Did we get 2 matches in a row with the same finish? At least the main event won't get replaced with the Slim Jim Jamboree or whatever. You know what? I'm going to say this right now. Oh, that's what he did. He stole the mask. That makes a lot of sense. So do the best friends come out and break this up? Here come more referees trying to break. Is it just me or is Penta get his mask taken off of him like every 5th match? That's a new signal. All right, that was just all right. We're the BCC. We're better. We're gonna give me Aubrey versus Yuta. Hey, AEW Fight Forever. It is available, and you can run that match in AEW Fight Forever. We might even have to do that one of these days, just for the hell of it.
One more for the good guys.
Thank you. Thank you for joining the Players Pit there, Midwestern SAV. Always a pleasure to have somebody new here. Check out the punch on the far, I think it's on the far north side of the building. There's a nice big punch bowl, but check out what it looks like, but don't necessarily drink it because I think it got spiked a few times. So just warn you here. Okay, so we're going to get the Jericho match for Wembley. We're going to get the Omega match for Wembley next week. Nashville's getting quite a bit coming up. The card's starting to come around. So, if any of you guys are in the Edmonton area, we are, as of right now, we're still hosting a watch party at the Pint Off, just off White Avenue in South Edmonton. I'm hoping, I got to talk to the guy that I run it with, and we should be open for 10 o'clock. And after the news that we're getting Adam Cole and MJF versus Aussie Open during the pre-show, yeah, we better make sure we're open for 10 for that. So I got to double check with, the powers that be and see what's going on there. I'll let you guys know next week. We will be doing an AEW pre-show for All In here. We might even do it live based on everything that's going on. Just because it's going to be bang bang for what's going to be going on the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned. We'll let you know. Omega versus Jericho and a Callis on a pole match. Isn't Callis like... No, wait a second. Hold on here, Darth Mick. Callus on a pole. That could be taken a very different way. That just, my mind just went off in a direction that nobody really wants here. So that's right. I know what I said. Fair enough. They give you a coin. That's a real. This a family stream. Ophelia, how long have you known me? I try to keep it somewhat family, but you know, there are sometimes, you know, there's baseball bats with calluses in them. I just, if the kids want to check them out, that's their own business here. But yeah, just a hype absolute hashtag hype person. I get it. Yep. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun here. Since this is probably going to be our last full commercial break here, let me break down what we're going to be coming up here with upcoming the next week here. Tomorrow, it's going to be a late start compared to our normal Thursday afternoons. We're going to be starting around 6 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Eastern. PGA 2K23, I'm going to be hanging out with Kayla J, and we're going to get a round of golf in. If anybody else wants to take part as part of guest star, feel free to let me know if you have the game. By the way, if you have PS Extra, it is a free game for download. So, do you know Mike is super famous and works for? I'm not believing either one of those or any of that. Oh, here comes a Swerve promo. I hope this promo doesn't take more than 5 minutes. Oh, God bless Nana. And then following that, we're going to be here on Sunday. I'm not 100% sure where we're going with that yet. There's like 4 different ways we got to go here. I'm entered into a golf tournament for Mario Golf. Is he going to people turds again? Who knows? He's going to call out Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne's going to come out. Or this is our Darby spot of the night where Darby shows up. I just hope it's a quick segment. That's all I hope for. For the fact that we got Anna Jay and Hikaru Shida main eventing. Because my biggest problem last week was the fact that their promo took way too long. Do like this group. They need to push this group hard. Yeah, I like the group. I just don't like how they were. I just didn't like how the promo went last week. It felt like an MJF promo in a way, where it jumps the shark about 3/4 of the way through. It's like when people say, you know, possession is 9/10 of the law. The other 10 is theft. I wonder if people actually realize that yet. Darby's not coming out with any music. Okay. I like what Nana said. What's your point? All right, I get it. So who did you pick up? Oh my God, here we go. This crowd's going nuts, so who could it be? Don't tell me it's just Sting. If it's just Sting, we got problems. That one with the death scream, like, makes me wonder what you really, like, if it really that mattered. Like, I'm sorry. I think everybody and their God knew it was going to be Sting. You want to surprise us? Give us somebody. Why? All right, so we're going to get, probably going to get AR Fox and Swerve Strickland versus Sting and Darby. Eating into the women's timeline stuff. Exactly, like, is the whole "It's Sting" scream by Shivani one of, if not the best call in wrestling? You know what? I'll give it that. Outside of the surprise pops, like a lot of them have surprise pops that any of the surprise pops I will go with that, but the consistency I'll give you that one. But it just, there's a good spot for everything like that, right? Okay, so Saray and Sky Blue. Orange versus Giant TV, nice. So how do you write off Sting's career? Darby says he's had enough of the teacher. I actually like that story for Collision, by the way, with the ladies, how they started developing. It's very simple, but it's very effective. Swerve and AR better win. Really tired of having the Invincible Sting gimmick to bail Darby out of every situation. I like it. Like how you close up. Darby's got a guy to finish it off. Darby and Nick versus Gates of Agony. Okay, so that's how it's settled. They injure Nick at that show, and then you got Sting and Darby versus AR and Swerve. Makes sense. Sting retires it all in? No. He's already stated he's not going to do it. Or else I'd almost guarantee that Darby's the last guy he's going to face. Well, I want Sting to get absolutely destroyed in this pay-per-view. It won't happen now. It's a coffin match. I will, like I said, I want to hear what depending on how this goes, if this is a solid match, this very well could be something for Tony Khan to say, look, The ladies are now stepping up. Maybe I can get a little bit more out of this. Because I think there's some ways that he can tighten things up a little bit here and get a little bit more women's action on here. But he's got to find enough people to do it, right? RVD loses his first AEW match, but Sting can take a 450 through a table, get right up and win the match. Well, Sting's like zombie Sting at this point, right? And one of Sting's traits back in the old WCW days was to no-sell certain spots. He did that in Impact. He did that in TNA. He did that in WCW. Once he developed the Crow gimmick. Not early, but once he developed the Crow gimmick. Back when he was Surfer Sting, he still... they still didn't go past one finisher on everybody, so... Oh, and just one other note, guys. I know that I mentioned it yet. I was going to be playing something yesterday and it didn't come out. If you guys haven't heard the news, WrestleQuest has been delayed until August 22nd for a release. So we will budget some time in to play that following the actual release, and we're probably going to pick it up on the Switch. So we might end up having to play through the preview again, or a little bit of the demo part of it, but it's still fun regardless. RPGs aren't usually my thing, but this might be a good gateway drug here. But yeah, we'll schedule that out. If you haven't yet, please make sure you subscribe to both our wrestling YouTube page and also our gaming YouTube page. Man, I'm going to have to play Sea of Stars instead as it comes out next week. That actually... I hate playing with others. That's just... And you can say that whatever way you want. But I'm not usually I usually don't play well with others a lot of the time, so... Sea of Stars just doesn't seem to be up my alley right now, so... Maybe in the future. I got to start learning to adapt a little bit. WrestleQuest should be dope, though. Yeah, from playing the demo, it was actually a lot of fun. But yeah, next week we got Mario Golf, we got Zelda, we got MLB The Show. I do want to get a fighting stream in, hopefully with another title in Street Fighter 6, like we did yesterday, because it was a hell of a lot of fun. You notice it's no longer Anna J.A.S.? We still do have our faction together here. But I do appreciate how they work. Everybody else works together regardless of being... regardless of being away from Jericho. I actually do appreciate that finish for the fact that it was a big momentum hold, and it also came at a point where Tony was dazed a little bit as they were going into that finish. In terms of storyline wise, she did get rocked a little bit a few times there. But yeah, they're getting 10 minutes tonight. But yeah, they're having another women's main event, which, you know what? As much as you only get one segment, at least you got a main event. And I don't care if it's 10 minutes. It's the fact that people... The reason that getting the main event is so important at this point is the fact that people that are coming in to watch the next show, like if there's something on TBS that people want to see, these ladies are going to be the first thing they see when it comes to wrestling. So as long as they can put on a decent match. My God, Anna's showing off here a little bit. Anna Jay stepping up her game. Oh, and you notice one other thing here compared to last week. Shida has gone with the short hair. After Tony ripped out the extensions and she got shown with short hair, she's pretty much gone to it now. Zoom out. There you go. Wide angle. That's what you want. Get off of that. Nice. Yeah, I know. I know we've gotten into previous talks on here on the channel, and this has gone on for months about the women's division not being included as much as it should be. And I actually had a decent rebuttal for that. And Anna Jay is starting to show a little bit of how my counter argument can be counter argued now. My biggest problem with the AEW women's division, as much as I want to support them, is the fact that there just isn't enough of consistent talent putting on consistent matches on a consistent basis. Like you had your runs with Baker, Hayter, you had Storm, Thunder Rosa, Shida to some point. But even for a stretch there, you were only getting maybe like Mello was still a little bit rough in the ring. Anna Jay, she's only been in it what? She came in 2019, so this is now her 4th year. She's starting to get into this. Like they just didn't have enough consistent talent putting on consistent matches. Now, a lot of these wrestlers are stepping up. Like even your TBS champion, Jade Cargill. Like, don't get me wrong. She was an attraction. She brought people in. She put on some decent power displays. But she had the Goldberg effect. Or the Lesnar. Well, Lesnar not as much, but Lesnar early. You take him to the deep water. You take him like longer 5-6 minutes. And you get these matches that aren't exactly the most spectacular in the world in terms of quality-wise. But I will say that now they are really starting to come into their own. And I don't want to bring this up 500 times because, you know, it's gotten beaten to death, but that Lufisto article from Fightful might have had done a little bit more of an effect than we think. Not only would it have the potential of solidifying the locker room. Serena, I do believe, is coaching right now. She's just coaching in the back. Doing a lot of work with ROH as well. Because a lot of people forget, like, one of the top stars in AEW right now as a complete conglomerate, Athena and ROH. Like, if you haven't got a chance to see Willow Nightingale versus Athena from the main event of Death Before Dishonor, you're missing out. And the fact that their coach has been out injured for a while here in Madison Rain. But the biggest thing is, like, I know that people say, well, it's going to take somebody getting the bug in the ear of Tony Khan. It's going to take a wrestler to get support back there for him. I get all those points. I got a different idea about this. You put on quality matches to the point where you're consistently getting the numbers and getting the number of fans in to watch your women's matches. And yes, I do understand that involves Tony booking a little better. But even a match like this with like pretty much zero booking to it, if it puts out a good performance and people want to see this match, I'm sorry, if a match does a particular number on a quarter hour, you cannot deny the fact that Tony's not going to be able to avoid that. Right into the ring steps. I would have kneed him upside the head myself. Wow! That hurt. She is going to have to overcome 3 people to get this.
Call this a sucker riot? Come on, boys. Let's take him to school. Oi! 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 Oi!
Jaylee, how are you doing? How was Pokemon tonight? We are just watching the main event of AEW Dynamite tonight with Anna Jay taking on Hikaru Shida. Yes, the women are main eventing AEW Dynamite tonight, so hope you guys are doing well. If you guys aren't following Jaylee, please do. Former Alberta wrestler, got a lot of doing a lot of Pokemon streams, Team Landboat for Fortnite, and a lot of great things going on. So, Maxi Gaming, good to see you as well. Hope you guys are doing great tonight. Hashtag Team Landboat. What is Shida doing? Well, that's one way to break up a sleeper, or the Queen Slayer as they call it. Wow, kicked out of the... Okay. Oh, knee across the face. Ha! I love how he wanted to pull her out of the ring and he couldn't. Oh, Ange. Cool Hand Ange trying to pull Anna Jay out of the ring and just nope. So yeah, Shida's made it to the Fatal 4-Way for... Oh no. Okay, so they're just talking about there, yeah. Yeah, they got... It's 2 weeks in a row that we've had the women main event AEW Dynamite, which I believe hell about freezing over is the best way to put it here. So yeah, we're going to get Shida versus Storm versus 2 others for the Women's World Championship at All In on the 27th. And London's Wembley Stadium. So it's a decent finish. I don't know whether that was a botch or not, but that last little bit there where you had Cool Hand Ange trying to maybe pull Anna Jay out of the ring, but based on the amount of time that was left, I doubt that was the issue, but who knows. But all in all tonight, decent night for wrestling here, except, Jeff Hardy looking like he was completely out of place. I think we spent more time reminiscing about how good he was rather than how good he will be. But they are really pressing forward to get their matches set up for All In Wembley here coming up August 27th. Early start, 10 a.m. is the pre-show here in Alberta time, which we now know is going to involve MJF and Adam Cole taking on Aussie Open for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. They're putting the title match on the pre-show of all things. So, all right, Zodiac, you have yourself a great night, and I'm sure we'll catch you on the old flip side here. Whether it be you on Sunday nights or, hell, we could be watching a little bit of wrestling later, but we'll see. We got RVD really looking good against Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. Jack Perry actually looking pretty strong as we go along there. I think that match did a lot for him, just like we were discussing in the chat earlier. We get an FTR versus the Bucks once again, just backing up a little bit. We're getting that at Wembley. BCC versus the Lucha Brothers. Great match. No point at the end of it. But yeah, once again, Astrid, like we said, the women main eventing, it. I really wonder if it's a message or is it a message to everybody, or is it after everything that happened with Lufisto and whatnot? I really wonder if Tony Khan's saying, look, these women are important to us. We're going to give them a very important position. And the first thing you do is give them an important position. And then if they ride it, which they did tonight, they did last week, they did tonight. Next week will be telling as well, because on Dynamite we get Britt Baker and the returning Bunny, who the Bunny was starting to come into her own as well. So as long as that works out. Yeah, they advertise for the four-way. They are making it important. And I think, have you ever gotten into a position where you're never going to admit that you screwed up, but you're going to make amends to show that you screwed up? I think that might be what Tony's doing right now. Whether it be legit or just for the clicks. Tonight, having the women in the main event and them being talked about for that main event, for that women's title match, that's going to get some people talking tomorrow. I got a feeling we're going to hear a lot about that. Because overall, I think the three talking points we're going to get tonight are Jeff Hardy can't wrestle anymore, RVD still can, and the women main event in 2 nights in a row. I think that's pretty much straightforward to what we're going to get for our entire discussion about that. But